Welcome to our channel, Veritas Historiae. Here we witness the captivating moments that have shaped our world. On this channel, we delve into the fascinating depths of history, uncovering the intriguing phenomena that have occurred on Earth throughout the ages. From ancient civilizations and enigmatic historical figures to mysterious events and astonishing discoveries, we bring you captivating stories that will ignite your imagination and leave you in awe. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and bizarre phenomenon known as the Dancing Plague. The Dancing Plague of 1518 was an extraordinary event that started with just one woman, but soon escalated into a mass hysteria involving over 400 people dancing in the streets, often to their deaths. It's important to note that dancing during this time was heavily criticized because it resembled more ecstatic religious rituals, and this occurred close to the Reformation period. The connection between dance and religious fervor added to the intensity of the situation. The dancing epidemic began on July 14, 1518 in Strasbourg, Alsace, a part of modern-day France, but at that time a part of the Holy Roman Empire. A German housewife, Frau Trophäa, stepped out of her house and started dancing in the street. She danced all day to the dismay of her husband and neighbors. She went to sleep with bloody feet and woke up the next day, continuing the dance with bruised and bloody feet. From July to September, around 400 people joined in, dancing nonstop, resulting in up to 15 people dying per day from strokes, heart attacks, and exhaustion from relentless dancing. As many as 100 people died from exhaustion. The dance wasn't exactly graceful either. It was more of a hop from one foot to the other and spasmodic jerking. It also seemed to be completely involuntary. In other words, people couldn't stop dancing even if they wanted to. People would even beg for the dance to stop. The town officials, desperate to stop the plague, attributed it to hot blood, an imbalance in the humors that could lead to madness according to medieval medicine. Bloodletting was not an option, so they tried to burn the dancers out by hiring musicians and others. However, this only made the problem worse, as the dancers did not stop. The Annals of Sebastian Brandt provides a vivid description of the 1518 dance, stating, "A dance erupted among the young and old, dancing all day and night until they fell down, with more than 100 dancing in Strasbourg at one time. The Guildhall of the Carpenters and Dyers was reserved, and platforms in the horse market and grain market were erected, while people who were paid to stay and dance with them played the fife and drum. But the dancing continued." The dancing epidemic finally stopped in September when the dancers went to a mountaintop shrine to pray. The afflicted dancers were then sent by wagon to the Vitus shrine beyond Saverne. They were given a mass, and the sign of the cross was made in Saint Vitus's name. Holy oil was rubbed on the tops and bottoms of their red shoes, attributed to Saint Vitus, which miraculously cured them. This is why the dancing plague came to be known as the Saint Vitus dance. The dancing plague ended just as mysteriously and suddenly as it began. Similar dancing plagues occurred in Germany, Holland, and a few other regions between the 14th and 17th centuries, but the 1518 incident in Strasbourg remains the largest and most infamous, especially as it is so well documented. Following the plague, an investigation began, and Paracelsus, a renowned alchemist and physician, wrote in depth about the 1518 dancing plague. According to Paracelsus, he claims Frau Trophäa faked her dancing disease to embarrass her husband and then tried to have more women join her. His report is obviously tinged with misogyny, especially as he goes on to say that the root cause lay in the voluptuous, lewd, and impertinent recesses of the imagination, and suggested confinement, punishment, and shame as a cure. His recommended treatment involved locking the patients in a dark, unpleasant place, making them fast on water and bread, and subjecting them to beatings. Now, let's explore the possible reasons behind this inexplicable phenomenon. Psychologists theorize that a mixture of social contagion and dissociative trance disorder, or DTD, might explain the dancing plague. Dissociative disorders are a group of mental health conditions characterized by disruptions or disturbances in a person's memory, identity, consciousness, or perception of the world. These disruptions often involve a detachment from reality or a sense of disconnection. Trance states, on the other hand, typically refer to altered states of consciousness characterized by focused attention, reduced awareness of one's surroundings, and heightened suggestibility. Trance states can occur naturally, such as during daydreaming or deep concentration, or they can be induced intentionally through practices like meditation, hypnosis, or certain religious or cultural rituals. DTD may look or feel like a possession, and this way, it can be influenced by cultural biases. Individuals can enter this trance state, activating their right brain hemisphere. Once in this state, they may believe they are possessed, and trauma often triggers these dissociative trances. The dancing plague coincided with a particularly challenging year in European history, marked by bad harvests and the arrival of syphilis. There is a possibility that the dancers were inadvertently poisoned by ergot, a fungus that can cause hallucinations. But how did this phenomenon spread from one person to many? Psychologists believe that social contagion played a significant role. Seeing someone else engage in a particular behavior, like dancing, may have prompted others to join in, much like violence or wars spreading through emulation. Moreover, the superstition surrounding Saint Vitus, a Catholic saint believed to have the power to curse people with a dancing plague, could have contributed to the hysteria. When combined with the numerous stressors of the time, this superstition may have further fueled the outbreak. It might seem like a long shot, but delving into the historical context reveals a complex and intriguing puzzle. Other dancing plagues in the medieval times had similar characteristics, with people convulsing, screaming, spasming, and even having hallucinations, though the dances are usually attributed to a mass hysteria. One of the more fascinating dancing plagues saw the evolution of the Tarantella Dance. Tarantism refers to a phenomenon that was believed to occur in southern Italy during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. According to popular belief, individuals who were bitten by a venomous tarantula spider would experience symptoms such as restlessness, anxiety, and uncontrollable dancing. It was believed that the only cure for this condition, known as Tarantism, was to engage in a frenzied dance called the Tarantella. It is a lively and energetic dance typically accompanied by tambourines, guitars, and other instruments. The dance is known for its fast-paced tempo, quick footwork, and vibrant movements. During the outbreaks of dancing plagues associated with Tarantism, there were instances where individuals affected by the condition exhibited an affinity for the color red. This affinity for red is often attributed to the belief that the venom of the tarantula spider could be neutralized or expelled through the visual stimulation of the color red. It was thought that wearing or surrounding oneself with red clothing or dancing to the rhythm of red-colored instruments would help in the healing process. The color red was associated with various symbolic and cultural meanings during that time. It was believed to possess powerful and protective qualities, capable of warding off evil spirits, illnesses, and curses. Thus, the use of red elements during the Tarantella Dance was seen as a means to combat the perceived effects of the spider's venom and bring about a state of catharsis or healing. That's all we have for today's episode on the dancing plague. Be sure to like this video if you found it fascinating and leave a comment below with your thoughts on this unusual event. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating historical content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of our world.